Welcome to the May meeting of the Peninsula Velo cycling team. My name is Matt. I am the team coach. I will be leading this meeting tonight. I would like to thank our vast and huge, don't show pan, vast and a huge audience of participants and team members for coming out. Proper nod to two of our stars of the month, Alex Yermolovich and Eugene Chan. Now, I had to give Eugene props because he actually won 2 races, so he gets 2 slides. But that was a great kickoff to May, except I think those are actually in April. Well, at least your 2 were. Yeah, Alex was last weekend at Golden State. So really happy to get a couple wins under the belt. I'm not certain, but I think those are our first legit wins for the men's category, I think, this year. We may have won 1 or 2 other races, but I don't recall. Well, and late arrival, Alan Brake has made it to the meeting, everybody. Hey, Alan, how are you, man? The only thing we're going to do is a real quick uniform review for Eugene. Okay, Eugene, not how we like to see the sponsors represented. Okay, belly button is nice, but that's, it's not 1960. Anyway, great job, guys. Really proud of you.
Got that going on too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just
oh,
so high.
Oh, you can't.
Formi's got it mastered. He's like, the one I like is good.
You can't unsee that. You can't unsee that. All right, so, and then I wanted to say a quick thank you to my friend Menko, who now has a title and forevermore will be known as former athletic director. I would appreciate if you would speak to him in that. Huh?
There you go. Thank you.
ADM, ADE, or 80. Thank you, man. You've been an asset, and I really appreciate it. Although I have noticed several things where other people get credit that belongs to you and me. Then they're getting credit for our stupendous leadership. But I wanted to also say welcome to Clark, even though he's off on some exciting vacation at the Kentucky Derby, which I bet was pretty fun Saturday. As you guys already know, Clark's our AD, which is like going forward and backwards at the same time. I can't wait till he starts bossing me around. If he's anything like Menko, oh my God. Tonight's topics, I don't promise that these actually follow in order, but I tried really hard. Okay, 8 hours in, I'm like, just get it done. I love the podiums, and I love the bat, and I love our newest arrival this month, Team Tactics Camp. Unfortunately, it's not a sequential camp. It happens over 6 weeks or so. We'll get to that. And the summer racing block, now that April is done, we're transitioning to our summer block. Wow, people coming out of the woodwork tonight. And we have 2 quasi-focus races this month, Cascade and Modesto. Modesto is the only real one. Cascade sort of a work in progress, although most of my race squad is already here, going to Cascade, so we'd love to recruit a couple more. Team news, instead of reading these things off, I'll let you guys read them off. Basically, we stayed pretty much unchanged in bat overall, but happily, the 45 or 35 plus Cat 4s jumped up 9 spots in a month. I wonder who's responsible. And at the same time, the 45 4s dropped down from first to second. So we lost a little ground, we gained a little ground. Overall, generally pretty good. We actually added the E3s, moved out of 10th and up, and somebody else moved up, new to the list, I thought. Maybe it was the E4s. No, the 35 4s moved up from outside the top 10, so they wouldn't have been listed last month, all the way up to, second? Yeah. Best all-around rider, again, big shuffle. Trevor Bartlow's kind of slid down. Eugene winning 2 races really helps. Horvath also performing like a superstar. Don't let the word get out, because...
If I raced in 35s, how does that work? Like, does it count me?
No, it counts you on 35 points. It won't give you 45 points, unless it's a combined pick separately, but even then, they'll just give you points for 45. So I think you can only enter in one category at a time. Yeah. Okay, so podiums, right? We already talked about Eugene's win, but these are some of the other top 10. I try to limit it to podiums, wins, podiums, and top 10s. Pretty good across the board. As in months past, we had a lot of top 10s. To me, that's sort of a mark of achievement, but also a mark of areas we need to work on. So we moved from 10s to podiums to wins. Don't be happy with the top 10. It's nice, but it's like kissing your sister or shaking hands with your grandmother. It's not that great. Which brings me to my lament. And you'll have to pardon me, guys, because this is going to sound really grumpy, because as you know, I'm sort of a dour, grumpy kind of guy. I've been thinking a lot about team and what it means to me and what it means to you guys. This is sort of my impression of what teams mean. Team means, connecting with your category mates, doing rides with your category mates, doing rides with the teams. We have a great turnout for some of the weekend rides. I'm hoping we get that same ethos to carry over to some of the week stuff, especially with the tactics camp coming up. But it's overall contribution. We have about 80, I think we actually have more, but according to the Excel online, the Google Excel, we have 79 on the roster. This also gives a breakdown, and I'm really happy because honestly, the 4s and the 3s have done great as far as showing up at races in mass. The 55s also have been really good at showing up on mass. My biggest lament and my biggest complaint, and the reason I hopefully don't sound too grumpy, is my Cat 3s that are still racing E3-4 or Masters 3-4 races. You guys got to start racing some 35 1-2-3s, 45 1-2-3s. We have big squads. It's not about, I don't want to be outclassed by all those former national champions. It's about showing up and trying something different and putting it out there and hopefully scoring a couple points for the bat. But really, they're just people. And if we put a good group out on the field, we are as competitive as anybody, even though they have lots of bars and stripes and names and results and stuff. Everyone can be beaten on any given day. So my point in putting this out there was to elicit some response, because what I really need is, again, my 45 1-2-3s, 35 1-2-3s. Unfortunately, my ladies need to show up because you're great. You race all the time. But the other ladies need to show up because Colleen Chu, our lowly only women's Cat 4, has like 6 times as many points as our women's 35 group in total in the best all-around team. She's got 14 points on her own. We only got 2 points.
Most of our women 35 plus are actually 60 plus, and there's a limit to how much most of us can race anymore.
Yeah, and I wish they'd count points on that stuff. But at the same time, when San Jose puts 4 riders in a race and wins all 4 spots uncontested, to me that's BS. Put my 50 and 60-year-old riders out there, and we can compete with those 4 ladies, and they're not going to take top 4 and sweep all the points and suddenly be a threat. You guys can compete with Bev Cheney. You just got to outnumber and hit her over the head a few times. And
we got crashed out by an idiot Cat 5. What can I say?
Well, but Cat 5s don't race 35 1-2-3. And Brian, come on, baby. I need some points, baby. 0 points so far. 0 points so far. What am I? And that goes out to. Yeah, I know. Oh, you're going to give me some points.
You heard that on the mic.
It also goes to.
Get some points.
This is out to Richard Gretz too. He's a Cat 2, and I know he's been training. I've seen his Strava.
Who wants to roll out with us? Let's go.
Okay, what it means to you is we need you guys to show up. You guys show up. I'm preaching to the choir here. It's you people watching. I need you to come out, do a little racing, get that 10 races under your belt, make that money. Which takes me directly to, I'm trying to get you done for your game, man, even though I want the Avalanche to win. Tactics camp. So I came up with this after actually spending some time on our last group ride. We had a really good experience. I thought that was a good training ride. And also I spent some time with a couple of my riders, specifically Alex, just working on some basic stuff, some kind of fundamental stuff, but little things like close quarters riding at speed and stuff, staying out of the wind, picking wheels, being more intuitive. That's not quite the right word. Anticipatory is a better word. And if you guys happen to see, James posted a video of the finish of Golden State, I think it was Golden State, where it was the last lap of his race, and there were 2 of them in there, and I'm not even sure it was his video, so I'm sorry if I'm throwing him under the bus inappropriately, but whoever's video it was consistently didn't take advantage of free chances to move up 1, 2, 3 places. Comes down to the final couple corners, you're 8, 10 riders back, you're probably not going to win, right? So positioning matters. So Tactics Camp is built to address some of that. It's basically a series of, you'll find on the calendar, and I probably should have put on here, I apologize, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays, right, where we try to get together every week, literally every week for the next kind of month and a half. Won't start until the 14th so I can get the word out to people that aren't sitting in front of me. But those things really pay off as a group. All the riders that came out did great, executed pretty well, and or learned something about the process of finishing a race, for example. I've got some really great new drills for the pace lines for you guys to work on, a couple other things, so we'll keep them fun. Speaking to that, I know one of the topics on the outline was the team training templates. So we found good success last time by getting out to you guys specifically what we were doing, where we were doing, about how long it would take. So much more detailed. We'll have those out to you guys. Fingers crossed. Mako's not my AD anymore, so I can ignore him. But he's like, try to get that out a week ahead. For whatever reason, because I'm a little... 5 days. Okay, come on.
5 business days.
Shoot for 7.
5 business days.
Yeah, shoot for a month and be happy if you make 5. But the point being that people seem to respond well to the structure we had last time, and so we want to implement that both as some templates where you guys can run workouts if you want to do a group workout, or if I'm not there, you guys can still run an effective team thing. The other thing we did was we brought out the scooter, which leads to June 11th. We're going to do some motor praise practice. It'll be a little bit introductory, but I'm hoping to bring you guys up to speed quick so we can put that in the mix across categories, because that's super fun. And the 19th will be a pre-ride at Brisbane. Other races will will generally start in Woodside Town Hall and go from there. Is it helpful to my assembled masses? I can't see all the way in the back, but to have the Strava, or is just a description adequate for you guys? Show of hands, who wants the Strava? And you can sign up there. We're also going to, as we said last month meeting, the confirmation will come through the invite that is sent to the PenVelo group from my Google Calendar. All you have to do is click yes. It puts you on the list of people attending. And for anybody here or watching, if you're not going to be a ride, I don't need to know. Don't send me an email saying, oh, my sister's having surgery on her left finger, I can't make it. I don't care. And what I'm trying to do is build momentum up. So if you're like, I'm not going and I really like you, and if you're not going to be there, I'm not going to go, so I'm going to stay home. So don't tell me you're not going to go, because then I'll still go, right? I love riding with Ken. If Ken's like, I'm never going to one of those rides again, I may never show up again, which would be bad, being the coach. But as a standard, let's try not to post the I'm not gonnas on the email list, okay? Focus, positive, right? What can the team do for you? What can you do for the team? Okay. And last but not least, I put climbing in there because I didn't want to neglect it. Hard to kind of do team structured climbing workouts, but I'll think of something, don't worry. Summer racing block, speaking of, all of this is towards the summer racing block. Unfortunately, I look at the calendar and all I see is things, it's like a dearth in June and July. There's races, but there's a lot of races, so it's a great time to practice work and training and fitness. And, early June, Pescadero is great. State. What's that?
That's May.
Yeah, that's May. The other one, it's like State TT, right? Eric Camacho told me last week they're moving it or canceled it and picking another race. He just told me that. I don't know why, but probably because we had a conflict. It's still on the calendar. Nobody knows what's going on. NCNCA. But the point of the training overview is really, yes, Brian Kellison. Yes, Brian Kellison. It is not at Loyalton anymore. I think Tempest Fugit, maybe?
No, Tempest Fugit is
No, it was. It's the one out.
probably a Sparto.
I think it was a Sparto. I think he thought it was going to be a Sparto. The point being that we've all been working hard for 4 or 5 months now. It's a great time to give yourself a little bit of a break. Not so much from training and stuff, because that's why we're here. It's fun. It's summer, nice riding weather. Finally is here, hopefully. But it's also a chance to get your brain fresh a little bit. So you'll see several times through this that I reinforce the idea of we do this for fun. So keep it fun. If that means dialing down volume or dialing down intensity for a little bit, totally fine, right? We can't go fast from February to September. We can't go as fast as we could go. We can go fast, but maybe it's not fast enough. Building fitness, working with teammates, doing the tactic camp, doing some long rides. Some people have asked me, geez, why do I need to do a 4-hour ride in the middle of training for criteriums? Well, because developmentally, it's not about that criterium. It's about you 2 years from now, 1 year from now, 6 months from now. We're trying to raise the bar across the board for all of you. So sometimes you got to ride long, and it's a necessity. Same thing with July, right? Gets nice and hot. We should have hopefully some great group rides. Notice we also put Modesto, Lakeport, and San Rafael on the short list for focus races. But I wanted to get you guys' feedback, including those watching, hopefully, about what to do in August. Because it's Cal Cup, there's San Ardo, there's the other races in this Cal Cup. A lot of good ones. San Ardo's been the classic for us, but out at Williams, we did that race 2 years ago, and it was great fun, a little bit north of Williams. I can't remember the name of it, but Winters, yes. Oh, it was Winters, not Williams. Dunnigan Hills is good. Honest to gosh, I thought Ladoga. Sassoon's a great crit, really great crit. It's really narrow. But by this, Ladoga looks like a really good race. They changed the course so it's kind of an out and back with some mixed turnarounds for different categories, but there are some good fun races out there. So looking at the calendar, and for August, I'm happy to take suggestions. The default is sort of San Ardo, but
Well, there's lots in Cal Cup. It's done again. San Ardo.
well, and I thought about making the entire Cal Cup focus, but
That's too many races.
yeah. Well, I'm not showing up to all of them, but it gives us something to look forward to. But there's only like 5 categories or 4 categories that actually earn Cal Cup points, so it's kind of E3s. And Masters 4, 5s, I don't think they even get credit for Cal Cup. I think it's all like Masters 1, 2, 3, 35, 45, P1, 2, and maybe E3s. Excuse me. So it's finding a race that most people want to go to. Everyone was gung-ho for Lakeport, so I put it on because it looked like a great event last year, and I really like supporting good events, although it is far away. And it's back-to-back twilights because we've done a fair bit of road racing this year already, so I want to put a couple crits in there. But I'm hoping that August is a road race, preferably. But we'll ask you guys and see what works. Boy, I hope I didn't blow through this too fast. So again, going back to May, racing to reset. We're racing through Modesto, and then we'll kind of take a little break. If you are interested in racing Masters Districts, it's the 25th. Districts Criterium is the 25th. Great event. If that matters to you guys, then let me know and we can modify schedule. Same thing for Cascade. If you want to race Cascade, I was speaking to Menko yesterday about customizing some training for those doing Cascade.
Masters Road Race is also in July,
It's in July, yes.
9th, I think.
I think it is the 9th, yes. Also a great event to do. And we had a really huge, awesome, great day 2 years ago down at the CCCX course with Masters. We had tons of people come out. We got some podiums. We had just a lot of fun. Everyone raced hard. People went super deep. It was really fun to watch and support. And then I kind of look at the summer as, we're racing, but it's sort of we want to reset that balance point, hopefully a little bit higher, right? If you've come through the spring and had a good training block, we'll take a little break and we'll try to rebuild some of that fitness, which doesn't mean you can't go racing, but we're hoping to reset that a little bit higher towards the August races, which is also a great segue into cyclocross season. Okay, getting to the crux of it. This really, you're gonna make your 7:10, no problem. Modesto Focus Race, again, Modesto looks like a great course because there's, I think, 7 or 8 turns in a 9-mile loop. So about every mile, and there's some really good opportunities for us. I look at a corner and say, what a great opportunity to shake things up. We'll do a Discord the Thursday before as usual. My hope is we get 6 to 10 riders a category. Not every category has 6 to 10 riders, but I would love to take at least half dozen riders to a race per category. Not super long races also. I don't think this has a distance on it, of course. But they weren't super long races. This is the road course, and I tried to map out, right? T1, turn 1. Don't look at their numbers because their numbers don't match to my numbers. Excuse me. But turn 1's within a half mile. So, you come out of the gate hot, you hit that turn, maybe there's a crosswind, fingers crossed. We can shake things up, especially for those that can't corner, especially if you've been to tactics camp and you really know how to corner. And especially these last couple, turn 10, a half mile from the finish, 0.6 of a mile to the finish, something like that. It's a half mile between 9 and 10, and then it's about another half mile to the finish. So it's pretty short, right? If you're going fast, that's 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes ride time, just over 20 miles an hour. So I'm actually looking forward to that. And the not quite a focus race, Cascade, this is more for those watching and those sort of on the fence because we've already got a pretty good contingent. My apologies, Kellison, I didn't put you on here as confirmed to go. And we have the super support of Brandon on tap for that race, hopefully. And probably his kids, the dog, maybe his wife, possibly a second vehicle, and a barbecue, and the green egg. We're going to need the green egg, for sure. You have one of those, right? Yeah. Okay. The slower one details the events. Cascade Classic is, if you don't know, it's been around for almost 40 years. It's been won by lots of really famous people. We're not quite that high up in the food chain, but I'm really happy that they did put in good racing for 3s and 4s and good racing for masters. And I actually really like that they split the field 40 plus, 50 plus. I think that's kind of a novel approach that they took as opposed to being really strict with the 45, 55. It opens the door for some of our 40 plus to maybe race with some of our 50 plus if they race down, et cetera, et cetera. Don Lee said he was interested. I tentatively put my name on there because I'm hoping that entices Ross to come down. What I don't want to do, and I apologize to everybody that's thinking they're going to go dominate 3-4s, I don't want to throw 15 guys into 3-4s, right? I want to keep it kind of 5-6 guys that can manage and contribute, hopefully towards a single outcome. But okay. You're not my boss, Mako. You're not my boss. And I'm thinking about doing Masters Crit, so maybe I'll stumble my way into not crashing for an hour. Really cool race. Bend, Oregon, if you haven't been, is awesome. We're going to have a good time. I know there's a ton of fly fishing, so Clark's probably going to be there, and anybody that else is into outdoor activities. We have several teammates that live in the area. These are the stages. The graphs are not exactly, this first one, the Cascade Lakes Road Race, is actually the women's course because they don't have the Masters courses, but it's 7 miles longer. So somewhere in here, take out 7 miles. But we definitely do the last climb. I really like the TT because it's a little bit uphill and it's Merc style, so you can't bring your super fast TT bike and buy your way to a win. You got to earn it by pedaling. But you can't have fast wheels, so we'll be seeing if we can secure some fast wheels for everybody. And we do have those super aero helmets that I don't know if they're going to let us wear, but they may. And I thought this was cool because that's Chris Horner giving a guy a ride back who broke his bike, and he put him on his seat and rode him back. I think it was like 15 miles to the finish just because the guy had a mechanical. So.
The guy is actually Bill DeMong, who is an Olympic ski jumper.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice. I had no idea. I think, Horner takes a fair bit of grief for what may or may not have entered his system. But at the core, he's a pretty nice guy the times I've talked to him. And it was a rite of passage when you were a young racer coming up. You almost had to do Cascade and the one in Wyoming that I don't remember. Oh, cow. Was that it? Holy sh! That was fast. I talk fast, don't I? Here, we'll go backwards and talk about Cascade another minute. Anybody else considering going to Cascade that's not already on my list? Owen Brick?
I'm not going, but the map of the road race is like an elephant.
Okay.
Oh, that could work too.
Okay. What we do in our free time at meetings. Does anybody have any topics that didn't get covered that they want to cover tonight? Yes.
So, how does it? I'm just thinking about your comment about getting people to race the 1, 2, 3s.
Yes.
And I used to be a 3.
Okay.
I downgraded because I just want to race for fun, but I'm actually starting to get more interested in it. So, how does the team do reimbursements? The reason I mean, like for example, also Bello, they've got a policy where if you're in a squad and one guy wins and you contributed to him winning, everybody gets a pay.
Ours is way simpler than that, and it's too hard to decide that if you're, oh, I pulled at the front, and then I got dropped 2 miles in, I want my cut. Too bad. Show up, do the race, get your 10 races, you get your reimbursement. Okay. If you guys want to figure out how to distribute prize money, as vast as it is, that's another conversation. But getting guys to race 35 and 45 1, 2, 3s on my side of the equation is exactly what you said. It's frankly more fun. It's a little safer. It's a lot faster. It's more tactical. So there's more opportunities to actually execute some of the stuff that we talk about and talk about and talk about. So we may in the future have enough cash to be able to help distribute amongst results. But I think it's pretty much, correct me if I'm wrong, Manko, but show up, do the race, get your credit, make your 10 races, get your money. As opposed to, I'm sorry, Steve, you didn't really contribute, so we're going to give you 20 cents on the dollar in the payout. It just sounds like a fraught with peril. Plus, we're way better than AV. You can edit that out too. I think we're way better than everybody, including Mike's Bikes. I'd love to see a few more people go, so I'll be on the list a little bit more, just because it's fun. I think we've got 6 or 7 now, and it's just fun. Good race. Any anecdotal stories you want to share? Eugene, come forward, tell us about the big race victories. Okay, no. Small field. But I saw the video, and you raced smart. He contributed to keeping the pace high at the end and helped keep those guys away, but he didn't do too much work, so he still had the wheels at the end. And what was the sprint on that guy? He did like 600 watts for 30 seconds or something like that, and did you just sit in his wheel like hoping to God that he'd slow down at some point?
Well, I mean, he did slow down.
Yeah. But were you dying to hang on, or was it easy?
And the finish is like a slight kick upward, so I mean,
Yeah.
should have waited like 5 to 8 seconds longer.
He should have? Yeah. Then he would have had you? No, you would have found a way. Winners win, Eugene. That was convincing, right? And I haven't seen the video or anything for Alex's race win, but he was over the moon because he had a good weekend. He picked up like 14 points towards the upgrade. I know you've probably you have enough points to upgrade already? Almost? Pretty close though. 2 wins. Were they big enough fields to get points?
3 points per win.
Oh, it was just 3? See, again, if we show up at least a little bit more in mass, we get more points. It's just embarrassing to me that the women, San Jose, and it's happened with Thirsty Bear at the stage race we did earlier. They brought like 4 guys and won all 4 spaces because nobody bothered to sign up. And someone asked me the other day, like, for Brisbane, we're doing 55 plus instead of 35 plus 1, 2, 3. And they're like, why aren't you doing 35 plus? I said, because you guys don't register. So we're going to go where the participation is. I don't care about the money. I care about having racers on course. And the 35s, they get fields of like 4 riders. And that's just silly. So again, it's an opportunity to show up, get some race experience, help the team, and also, who knows, you go to that race and maybe the 4 San Jose Bike Club ladies, I can't think of something that doesn't have a swear word in it, so mess up, and you take the win. Or you sit on and, you steal it from them. So I just think you lose every race you don't go to, right? Okay, soapbox off. And if you guys have nothing else, I guess we can commence the cheering for the San Jose Sharks to lose to the Colorado Avalanche.